These are the tulip fields of East Anglia, acre upon acre of them. The flower growing industry uses a lot of coal for greenhouse heating, so it was natural that the coal board should take part in Spalding's annual flower parade and that their float should take the form of a greenhouse decorated with 23,000 tulips. The work of preparing the many flower-decorated floats went on well into the night, for the blooms had to be fresh for the big show. All over the town, the field workers, housewives and children were hard at it. In all, 8 million tulips were used, and that number takes a lot of arranging. The flowers have to be cut at this time of the year, for bulb cultivation is the primary business. And there are garlands to be made by the score, garlands to be made by pretty girls, for pretty girls to wear. Girls like 18-year-old laboratory assistant Pamela Hands, the East Midlands Queen of Coal. Her father is a face worker at Barony Colliery. Meanwhile, away at the assembly point, all was preparation. The theme of this year's show was fairy tales in flowers, and all the old favorites were represented. The old woman who lived in a shoe, Ding Dong Bell, Pussy's in the Well, and of course, old King Cole himself. Pamela was to ride on the front of the coal boards exhibit, which carried the slogan, "Everything flourishes on coal." When the Tulip Queen, Miss Nora Woods, entered her carriage, it was the signal for the long procession to get underway. The streets were crammed with people, even if the sun did fail to keep its appointment. The flower industry in Spalding started in a small way 75 years ago. Today, 6,000 acres of the surrounding countryside are in cultivation, and 12,000 people find employment. There were pretty girls on every float, and each decorated vehicle was in its own way a masterpiece. Cozy the Bear was represented as Spalding made it a day of carnival. Cinderella's white horses drew her in the procession. Many of the floats were entered by local growing firms. The coal board was also represented by the Grimethorpe Colliery Band. They played with their usual flourish, and why not? Remember the slogan, "Everything flourishes on coal." Cumnock Station in Scotland and Emrys Hughes, MP for South Ayrshire, meeting boys from Eton College who had come for their first glimpse into the mining industry. It all started when Mr. Hughes gave a talk at the college and issued an invitation. The boys jumped at it. The party included the sons of 2 MPs and Jeremy and Francis Cripps, grandsons of the late Sir Stafford. Each member of the party was boarded with a mining family, and here Jeremy meets his host and hostess. Mr. Holland is an ex-provost of Cumnock. The boys made themselves at home. 16-year-old Val Luthwaite was soon delving into the history of the industry with James Tanner, the dust suppression officer at nearby Barony Colliery. That evening, they all went to a dance at Auchinleck Community Centre. Next morning, it was in the papers, and the night's doings made good reading at many a breakfast table. Yes, the Eton boys had lost no time in making their mark in Ayrshire. Breakfast over, Mr. Hughes took them on a sightseeing tour to get the feel of a mining community, and Robbie Burns wasn't forgotten. The poet's cottage is one of Scotland's most treasured possessions. Next day was the big day, the day the boys went underground for the first time. Barony Colliery was the chosen pit. It's the largest in East Air. In the baths, the boys put on the unaccustomed clothing. Going down a pit for the first time is an awe-inspiring business, particularly for people brought up far from the atmosphere of mining. But the boys seemed quite unperturbed. The ritual of going down began. The tallies were taken, the lamps collected, and put on with many a helping hand. Finally, they were searched for cigarettes, matches, and other contraband. The banksman shut the gate, the signal "men riding" was given, and Eton College was on its way underground. When they came up again, they were dirty, happy, and wiser from the experience of seeing how the nation's coal is won. The warm glory of the baths brought forth several studies in cleaning up technique. The next day, they visited Cumnock, the new £9 million pit which has been built to develop the Central Ayrshire coalfield. Cumnock has been designed to get coal for 100 years at the rate of 5,000 tons a day. Now the reserves lie deep. All around the rim of the basin is evidence of old workings, the little drifts of 80 years ago. The old miners' houses are derelict, the homes of chickens. The present miners live at Drongan, which has been specially developed for the purpose. It was once a little village. Now it's a small town with a community life of its own. For the children, there are lessons in Scottish dancing. Most of the mining families have come from Cumnock and other parts of Ayr, although quite a few are from England, mainly the Durham area. In Drongan, there is pleasure for the youngsters and for their mothers. For the older people, the modern community centre provides rest, relaxation, and a multiplicity of games. Drongan is a typical mining town of today, a mining town built to last. After going below, the Eton boys climbed one of the Kirby winding towers. Their tour had been a great success. So successful that rumour has it that a party of Scottish miners are soon to be entertained at Eton. The boys looked across the countryside, beneath which lie the vast reserves. Reserves planned to yield 1 million tons a year to the miners of Cumnock, Scotland's newest and proudest pit.